All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Alternate reality sports, back at it again. And guess what? I have taken it upon myself to take on the daunting task of simulating the entire men's 64 team NCAA basketball tournament. That's right. I'm going to simulate every single game. I'm going to speed through it just a little bit. I'll just show you how here in a second. Right, every single one of these games, including the play-in games. See South bracket and the West bracket there on the left side. Over here on the right side, you have your East bracket, including a couple of play-in games also, and finally the Midwest bracket there. Let's simulate every single game until, that's right, we get a champion. So of course I'm still going to simulate these games out like I normally would using the dice, but I'm going to speed through it simulation style, similar to the way they did it on Tecmo Super Bowl. If you've ever played that football game back in the day, when you would simulate through several games in a season, it would just, light up the score super fast by quarter, showing the final score for each team. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, for the sake of this video, we will not be showing the dice rolling app because we are going to do a quick simulation. But either way, tweaked up the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet scoreboard just a little bit. As you can probably tell, there in small numerals, we have the seedings for both teams. Plus, we're only using the first and second, not the third and the fourth, because they play 20-minute halves instead of quarters for men's basketball. So either way, let's go ahead and get started. All right, first play-in game for the South bracket. 16th seeded Alabama State defeats 16th seeded St. Francis 77-72. Alabama State will go on to play Auburn. All right, second play-in game for the South bracket. 11th seeded San Diego State versus 11th seeded North Carolina. Here we go. All right, our second play-in game for the South bracket. San Diego State defeated by North Carolina 82-65. Both of these teams were playing for the 11th seed. North Carolina will now go on to face number 6 seed Mississippi. Here we go. First play-in game for the East bracket. 16th seeded Mount St. Mary's played 16th seeded American. Here we go. The first play-in game for the East bracket, 16th-seeded Mount St. Mary's is defeated by 16th-seeded American 76-69. All right, the final play-in game, 11th-seeded Texas plays 11th-seeded Xavier. All right, apologize, I forgot to mention in the play-in game for the East bracket, American won, so they will go on to play number 1 ranked Duke in the first round. Back to our originally scheduled program, almost in progress. That's it. Final score, Texas defeats Xavier 77-64. So they will go on to play number 6 Illinois in the first round of the Midwest bracket. All right, all the play-in games have been played. The field of 64 is set. Also, I pretty much explained how I'm going to simulate all of the games up until the Final Four, which the Final Four and the championship game, I will play those out normally. So, here we go. All right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Like, subscribe, throw me some comments. Our next video will feature the first round games of the South bracket. Thanks, and have a good one.